Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Bridget.
And I'm Wendy.
And this is
Flickin'
Flickin' Beans. Back to 7 Brew today.
Woo,
And
yeah.
you changed it up.
I did. I got a brunette. I was feeling chocolatey.
Is it hazelnut too?
Yeah, chocolate and hazelnut.
I love that.
My go-to staple creamer is hazelnut.
Can you guess what mine is? It looks like dirty water.
Since it's purple, I'm going to say it's like lavender or grape or something.
Lavender and lemon.
Oh, okay.
Full of energy. God, it tastes good. Do you want to taste?
Kind of, yeah. Ooh.
I know. We could put some rum in there, vodka. Our movie this week is The Goonies.
The Goonies.
And you've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
Prior to.
Correct.
This week, out of principle. Kind of like me with Frozen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch this, but you made me.
Yeah, it was just like one of those things where I just never saw it. It came out in the early 80s and I didn't ever see it. I don't know.
Sure.
And I remember like lots of kids my age were really into it, but I think they had older brothers and sisters maybe to tell them about this
Okay.
stuff. And I didn't know about it till I was like a teenager, and then I just was like, I'll see it sometime, and then it became a thing because everybody loves this movie. People
Right.
love this
It's
movie.
like me and Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. So I would be like, no, I haven't seen it, and now I don't want to see it because it just became like a thing. Because people would freak out every time.
I did.
Now I've seen it.
Okay, so the reason we picked this movie is because it stars as the character Data, the same guy that was in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, right.
As a little boy.
Yes.
It's so cute.
So cute.
He's like an Inspector Gadget crossed with a James Bond.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, he's very inventive, and he's got all these little MacGyver-y kind of gadgets that he makes from house objects. And I love the part at the end when his dad, and then his dad has like this belt buckle that comes out and holds his camera.
Yes.
And it's like so inventive. And I was like, wow, that's like something everybody has now, like a selfie stick or like a tripod or whatever.
Right.
It just isn't on their belt. They do make some that go around your neck, though, I've seen.
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting. So you can like film. It's good for cooking videos or like craft videos. You put it on your neck and it films your hands.
Nice. Because I did that once and it was very challenging.
Yes.
Goodness. Okay, so this film was selected into the National Film Registry in 2017 for being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. So I don't know which one they were, but...
Before I saw it, I already knew a lot of the references. So there's like that, hey, you guys. That's a thing that people say from that movie. And, truffle shuffle, things like that have really like made their way into the vernacular.
I have a fun fact about the truffle shuffle.
Yeah.
This poor kid, he was in the process of recovering from chickenpox at the time. And they said his face was genuine. He did not want to do the truffle shuffle.
Yeah.
And certainly not at that moment.
Sure.
Poor kid. He got really shit on by all of his quote friends.
But like one of the things that you are always allowed or is prominent to make fun of people is weight.
Oh, sure.
It's still something that you can make fun of anything, and if it's funny, it's funny. But
yeah,
it seems like that was, something that there was always like some chubby person, and that was the comic relief, was just that they were fat.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
Okay.
Fun fact about him.
Yeah.
He grew up to be an entertainment lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
Ke Huy Quan. And I'm probably saying that wrong, but he grew up to be an entertainment lawyer and drew up the contract for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, wow. Okay, so
For
they got
Ke
back
Huy
together.
Quan. Yeah. It's kind of cool.
That is cool. Didn't realize this girl with the short hair
Is Martha Plimpton.
Yeah, from Raising Hope.
I love Martha Plimpton.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love her. She's weird looking.
She can be really pretty, but she also has like a very like interesting, expressive face. Let's say.
Yes.
Yeah.
They didn't make her look pretty in this one.
No, that haircut wasn't doing her
And
any
the
favors.
big glasses.
Yeah. That was on purpose. I think they were trying to make her not look pretty.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right, because none of the boys were interested in her. It was her friend. Her girlfriend felt weird kissing, I think, the older boy or the younger boy. I can't remember, but she said it was awkward because of the age difference.
Oh, like the actress.
Yes, the actress.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure which one she's closer to. I'm guessing she's closer to the actor that plays her boyfriend. But there is that scene where she thinks it's her boyfriend and she pulls Sean Astin and braces. And still somehow doesn't realize it's not him.
I know. She's like, I thought he might have been standing in a hole.
Yeah.
And how do you know that the guy you like doesn't? How do you think he has braces all of a sudden?
Right.
In the cave.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, he ducked in and the dentist applied them. Duh. Okay, so it was Sean Astin's first movie, and I believe Josh Brolin's first movie.
Okay.
Sean Astin, Josh Brolin, and Ke Huy Quan all experienced career comebacks. Sean Astin for Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Josh Brolin for No Country for Old Men. And Ke Huy Quan.
Yeah.
I'm just going to call him Quan.
Quan.
Fun fact, shit or bullshit is 19 times in the movie.
Wow.
Not including holy shit.
I found it interesting that Chunk preferred to call himself Chunk.
Yeah.
He introduced himself as that, but then his teacher calls him Lawrence.
Right. Yeah. I think he's just really trying to fit in.
Yeah.
He's not treated well by the other boys.
No.
And that sucks.
I suppose girls probably do this too, but
they do.
It seems more like a dude thing where there's sort of one guy that gets all the punishment and give him the hardest time.
Or that just hangs out, but you don't really like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. The premise behind this movie is the boys find an ancient treasure map that is supposed to lead them to One-Eyed Willie's secret treasure. What?
Just the number of times they say One-Eyed Willie.
Oh my God.
And it's just wow, this is...
And when the little guy finds the treasure and then he tells everyone to give him a second.
Yeah.
So he can talk to One-Eyed Willie. And he was smart saying that the gold coins on the scale.
Yeah.
No, leave those. Those are Willie's. And later when the bad guys, the Fratellis, which is Italian for brothers, the Fratellis go in and they pick up that tray and it's a booby trap.
Yeah.
So the little guy, what's his name? One of them is Mouth, and that's
Corey Feldman's.
Corey Feldman.
Because he's a smooth talker.
He's funny.
Fluent in Spanish.
Which he isn't in real life.
No.
they were feeding him the lines, one by one, and he was just repeating them. That is pretty cute.
The whole scene with the housekeeper, the new housekeeper.
Yes.
And she's like, will you translate for me? And then he's telling her all this crazy
Marijuana
stuff.
goes in the top drawer, cocaine in the second drawer, and heroin. Keep those drugs separate.
Yeah. If you don't do a good job, this is where you'll live.
Yes.
Up in the attic.
Yes. Honestly, that kid has asthma, and I was like, oh, you're not supposed to go outside, but you can be in this dusty ass attic. And then he says it's his hay fever that's acting up.
He also, at the end, he throws his inhaler away.
Yeah, right.
Like being on this adventure cured him of his asthma.
Exactly. Well, cave air is...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cave air. It sounds like hair every time. Cave air, very fresh, especially a wet cave with a pond, a big lake in it. I don't know.
Yeah.
There was a whole pirate ship in there.
Right?
What was going on?
So, have you ever been in a cave?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Especially what they did where they just kept going and going and going. I'm like, how do you know you're going to find a way out? But then again, people are chasing them. All the scenes in the cave, I was just like, no.
Yeah.
That's a fear, I guess.
I'm not great
mine.
of that. That's kind of one of my fears too. I remember there's this series of books, the Reacher books that Joel really likes. And so I tried reading one, but it's like an adventure. And there's this scene in there where he gets down in a cave and someone's chasing him and he doesn't know if he can get out. And he crawls through this space that he barely fits in.
Yeah, no.
And the whole time I'm just like, I can't. This is too much.
No.
I was like, I don't know if I like this. I didn't read another book because of that. I was just like,
oh my God.
He's going to be getting in these uncomfortable situations.
Get me back out. And yeah, somehow they find that pirate ship. And how is it there? Anyway, It's a real pirate ship.
You mean
It's-
like from the set, it's real?
It's real. And after the movie, they tried to just give it away and nobody wanted it. So I assume it's just adrift in the ocean. And why didn't they run up to the boat and get the rest of the booty?
I don't know. Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it booty traps.
Well,
instead of
Data
boobies.
does.
Yeah, Data does.
Woo-hoo! Coffee break. Let's talk about our beans.
Hey Bean Flickers, have you followed us yet? We are on Instagram and Facebook at Flickin' Beans Pod. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave us a review.
Oh, I know what I was going to say about Mikey. He takes after his mom because he never gets the words right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's always being corrected and it's way off. And once his mom says, Mikey, you're hyperventriculating. Or at the end, she says, you'll get ammonia. Basically, they went on this journey to get the booty because everybody's houses are being foreclosed on for a golf course.
Yeah.
The place is called the Goondocks, which is where they get their Goonies name from, which is pretty cute.
Yeah.
That's just because they hang out there. The Fratellis, they're bad. The bad guys, it's a mom and her 2 sons. And how brilliant was that when they broke him out of jail and he poured gasoline and made a fire perimeter. So the cops run out after him and they're just like they're trapped in a firebox, really.
Yeah.
I was like, that is brilliant.
Well, I was confused when he started pouring the gasoline. I'm like, he's going to burn his own car? What's happening?
I know.
And he didn't light it. And then he gets in the car and you're like, what was the point of that? But then obviously
He lit it with
a
a gun. Yeah. I imagine that would happen. I've never shot a gun at gasoline, but I'll believe it. The famous sloth.
Yes.
She's got this other son who is deformed. And later you find out she kept dropping him as a baby.
Oh, God.
And, he basically throws her overboard because he's had enough. They kept him chained up. I have a fun fact. Okay, so Sloth, he had one eye that was not right, and that was a mechanical eye. And he had to time his blinks to match the blinking of the mechanical eye.
Weird.
So somebody was cueing him like 3, 2, 1, blink. Can you imagine?
Oh, yeah, that would be very, very hard to concentrate on anything else.
Oh, yeah.
To
He
do-
was so good.
Yeah, do the act.
Oh my gosh. And obviously the makeup took hours and hours to put on. And it's so sweet that he and Chunk bond. Someone as hungry as I am.
Yeah, they're both the outcasts of this
Right.
movie, so they share that, like being on the fringe and not feeling accepted. They share that, and yeah, that part is sweet. Their friendship.
He's like, you're going to live with me. I have one continuity issue with that, is that Chunk was dying of hunger. Somebody give me a candy bar. And yet later, he's got a baby Ruth in his pocket.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Hello. That's all right.
Yeah.
You expect him to complain when it's dinner time.
Yeah.
How about the statue of David that's on the coffee table?
Yeah.
That's a no.
Why?
Why?
Does she have that? They break it, and of course,
Chunk breaks it. And just the dick.
just the dick somehow.
And then Mikey goes, oh no, that's my mom's favorite part. Do you think she'll notice? And they glue it back on upside down so it looks like David's got a boner.
Yeah. They turned him into one of those peeing fountains.
Oh my God, that would be so funny.
I've always been so fascinated by, like, why did a peeing little boy become a fountain thing that is just acceptable to
Right?
put around? It's weird.
Well, it's just like planting flowers in an old toilet. Who does that? And this whole Four Boys thing, it's a lot like Stand By Me. And they go on this adventure, and they bond. Or do they? Do they really bond?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just saying, like, who gets to have an adventure or solve a mystery except in movies? Like, we've talked about that before. I've never had that in my whole life. And maybe if I did have a mystery or an adventure, I probably chose to stay home on the couch. That's okay.
I think the modern day version of that is these internet sleuth.
I have a fact about the treasure map that's kind of grody.
Okay.
So the production designer, he was pretty happy with the map prop, but he didn't think it looked old enough. So in his hotel room, he stained it with coffee and some of his own blood.
Oh, I thought he was going to pee on it.
That might work.
That would make it yellow.
And smello.
Yeah, his own blood, huh?
Yeah.
That's not safe.
No.
Sanitary.
No. And I wonder how he obtained his own blood. Where did he cut himself?
In the name of movies, they always cut the palm of their hand for some reason. And you're
Oh,
like,
yeah,
that's
right?
the worst place to get your blood. Get it from somewhere else.
Oh, no. I'm thinking back to those 5 paper cuts for everything everywhere.
Oh, that was the worst.
Yeah, of all the things to take away from that movie is the paper cuts.
Paper cuts and hot dog fingers.
Yeah. Oh, stop. Wow, that was just too much. Hot dog fingers was way out there. When the boys go into that supposed summer restaurant where the Fratellis are, I'm sorry, but that is an abandoned building. There's no way that's a restaurant. But they order, or at least Corey Feldman's character orders, and he talks in his best Italian, and he orders a bottle of fettuccine. 1981. It's like, oh. How gross would that be? Fettuccine. I mean, they make pickle beer. They might as well make fettuccine wine.
Yeah, I feel like they've made every kind of soda or beer in all these flavors. Or seltzers.
Right.
There's like a hot wings seltzer.
Gross. No.
Yeah.
Why? Why? People enjoy hot wings more than drinking them.
Yeah.
Is it just like, oh, I don't want to get messy today. I'm just going to get the beverage.
Yeah.
Rose. Didn't you feel bad when Chunk discovers all that ice cream in the freezer and doesn't get to eat it? Because there's a dead guy that falls on him. Oh my God. And then everybody locks him in there.
Yeah.
And then didn't let him come on the journey.
Right.
Go get the cops. Well, he goes and gets himself kidnapped.
Yeah.
So by the Fratellis.
When they're torturing him.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get information. They're
He
like,
cracks.
you got to crack. And he just starts confessing every bad thing
Yes.
he's done. Like it's a confessional.
When I was in 5th grade, I threw my sister down the stairs. Oh my God.
He
Yeah.
just doesn't know what they want.
Right.
He just doesn't know what they want. So.
But the opera singing brother,
Yeah.
he's like, I like this kid. And they're listening to the whole thing. Like they're in no hurry.
Right.
And then somehow they catch up to those kids so fast. It's like half the movie it took for them to get where they are. And those guys just are right on their tail. I don't know about that. There was another aspect when they all had to pee where it was kind of like the boys felt more like men.
Yeah.
Because Mikey goes, okay, that's the little girl's room and this will be the little boy's room. And the older brother, Brand,
Yeah.
he says, I'm going to the men's room. And then the other two, Data and Mouth, were like, I'm going to the men's room. It was so cute.
Yeah.
It was like in other movies where they get to smoke a cigarette.
Right.
Oh, it's like, I'm a man now.
Yeah.
I bet they felt even more like men when it was all over. They saved the house because there was one bag of booty
Of really cheap looking gemstones.
that were cut.
Yeah.
They were perfectly cut. I'm sorry, but I don't believe that pirates would have cut gems.
Yeah.
It feels like they would be more in a natural state.
Perhaps.
Maybe they had an excursion on land and they took them all to a jeweler and...
Or it's somebody else already had them cut and they stole them.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know how to value gemstones, but I don't think a handful of them is going to save a whole community. I don't know. They had to come up with like $400,000. Do you think there's $400,000 worth of gems in their hand?
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe.
None of them were diamonds, though.
No.
Which is good, because diamonds are smuggled in people's butts. Let's not do diamonds.
And then they poop them out and make coffee.
Well, Diamond Coffee sounds like a nice brand.
It does. I don't want any diamonds in my coffee, though. That sounds painful.
Have you had the booze that has gold leaf in it?
Yeah.
Goldschlager.
Goldschlager, yeah.
That's fun to say. The part where they're on the boat and Sloth is basically taking revenge on his family, he rips open his shirt and he's got on a Superman shirt. That's the cutest. And why didn't they just get on the boat? Well, never mind, because they had no idea it would unmoor itself.
Right.
And everything was a Rube Goldberg contraption.
Yeah.
Even their front gate. It was amazing. That kind of calls back to all the booby traps. Booty traps.
Booty trap.
As Data would say. What the fuck is the play the bones skeleton?
Yeah.
It's what, an organ in the cave?
Yeah.
All right.
Knowing how to play piano saves lives.
It does.
You got to know what's the difference between an A sharp and a B flat.
None.
Nothing, but she says that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an A sharp or a B flat.
And she's like, I took piano lessons when I was 4.
Yeah.
No 4-year-old can play the piano. I'm sorry. And then she's like, it's coming back to me. B, you can't remember things from when you were 4. All right, people? That's just my theory.
But I think that's a good PSA to keep music in schools, because what if you need to play a skeleton piano to save your friend's life? Like,
Yeah.
None of them knew how to do it. Somebody's got to know. Keep music in schools.
Right on, sister. Did you know that all of those dead pirate skeletons, dead skeletons, better than live ones. God, you don't want one of those coming at you. All the skeletons on the pirate ship were real. Yeah. And Chester Copperpot's skull was real, but the rest of all the skeletons you see are plastic. How gross is that? Where'd they get them?
Yeah, I was thinking, is that a box you can check, like, on your will, is I want to be donated to movies?
Maybe.
You know, you can donate your body to science, be an organ donor, whatever.
Yeah.
Can you be like, I want to be on a movie set?
God, right? I was thinking if only they had cell phones, they'd be taking a lot of skeleton pictures, selfies. Yeah. Yeah. Did you love it?
I liked it. I don't know. I think I understand why people love the movie.
Yeah.
I think it's a good movie. I just didn't have an emotional reaction to it like people seem to have. Because it's nostalgic for them, but...
Yeah, that's all it is. But I don't have an emotional reaction to it at all. And it was just like a 80s movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I enjoyed it. It was cute, funny.
Exciting.
Yeah.
In places. And sweet at the end. When Mikey goes up and finds the one-eyed Willie and says, give me a minute. And he looks under the eye patch. Yeah, no. But there's bone there.
Yeah.
I just filled in. That's not how it works. I used to work with a guy that only had one eye.
Yeah.
And they just sewed his eye shut. Ugh. He still had some lashes because they would keep growing.
Yeah.
It was pretty creepy. Data and some of his inventions, pinchers of peril. Those were fake plastic teeth, like those things you wind up.
Yeah.
That held him,
his whole body weight,
midair on something that looked like a telephone cord.
Yeah.
Good job, you. But he's so excited. The pinchers of peril saved me. I'm okay.
It worked.
It's a typical 80s film. And films, listen to me, hoity-toity films. Movies going forward, I mean, they've gotten better. And child acting has gotten better. Probably because all of the molesting and the probing. Full circle. Anyway, yeah. It's a cute movie.
Yeah.
It's one of those that you can have on a Saturday afternoon and only half look at it.
Yeah. For sure.
Anyway, did we do it?
I think we did it.
We flicked some beans.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.